Okay, for my presentation two, set one, it's on Bob Marley, Get Up, Stand Up, and Henry Purcell, When I'm Laid in Earth. Okay, for time and location, for Bob Marley, it's performed in Munich in 1980. It's rooted in Jamaican's reggae tradition and part of Marley's European tour. And Purcell's is written in 1689 for his opera Dido and Aeneas. It's it's an English Baroque opera composed in London for courtly audiences, and modern singers keep Baroque works live for today's listeners. And what's common in both is they're both performed for live audiences, for live audiences, and they both highlight how music travels across time and culture. Each recording show the power of live performance to move people emotionally. Social context for Bob Marley, it's Get Up, Stand Up. Get Up, Stand Up is an anthem for social justice, human rights, and anti-oppression. Marley used music to challenge colonialism and inspire political consciousness. The Munich show came near the end of Marley's battle with cancer, adding a sense of urgency to his message. For Purcell, the originality performed for an elite audience telling a mythical, tragic love story from ancient times. Dido's lament reflects the 17th century fascination with tragedy, fate, and the power of grief. The aria is a personal lament, focusing on individual sorrow rather than collective protest. What's common to both is that they both express deep emotion and human struggle. They both show how music can address suffering and resilience, and they both are timeless and still resonate with modern audiences despite very different contexts. The musical language for Bob Marley is classic reggae groove, a call and response vocal with audience, heavy emphasis on rhythm and collective energy, and a simple harmonic structure, direct lyrics meant to rally and unite a crowd. For Purcell, it features a descending ground bass line repeated to symbolize Dido's inescapable fate. Its sparse, haunting orchestration, continuo strings highlight the vocal line. Or its ornamented yet restrained singing style, typical of Baroque lament tradition. What's common in both is that they both use repetition to create emotional impact. They both convey emotion through simple but powerful melodic ideas, and each relies on performer's expression to bring depth. The musical significance of Bob Marley became one of Marley's most enduring protest songs. It helped spread reggae and Rastafarian ideals worldwide. Um, it inspires activists and musicians even today. Purcell's Dido's Lament is one of the most famous arias in English opera history, an early example of bass lament that influenced centuries of Western vocal music, and it continues to be studied and performed by students and professionals alike. What's common in both is that they both are staples in genres. They both piece highlights music's power to express collective and personal pain. Each performance keeps the message alive for new generations. Um, the interpretation for Bob Marley 1980 is that it feels powerful, uplifting, and rebellious. The live setting brings energy and unity, and it leaves you feeling inspired to resist injustice and celebrate freedom. For Purcell, it feels haunting, sorrowful, and beautiful. Thomas's clear, controlled delivery makes the grief feel timeless and universal, and it leaves you feeling moved by Dito's tragic acceptance of her fate. What's common in both is that they both stir up emotional reactions through moods. They both remind listeners that music can voice struggles words alone can express, and they both stay with you long after. Okay. For presentation two, set two, it's on Louis Armstrong, Harder Than That, and Schubert Quintet in a major D667 trout. time and location of Armstrong's was recorded in Chicago in 1927. It's early jazz recorded during Armstrong's pioneering years in the New Orleans, Chicago jazz scene, and it marked Armstrong's rise as a soloist and improviser. Schubert's works composed in Vienna in 1819. It reflects Schubert's Viennese classical roots and gift for chamber music. It's written for a private music party. What's common to both is that they both were written and performed in Europe or America and shaped Western music history. Both represented pivotal moments in their genre's development, and they both remain widely performed and studied today. The social context for Armstrong is early jazz gave African American music a new influential voice during segregation. Armstrong broke new ground for improvisation, individuality, and black artistry in popular music. It helped lay foundations for American jazz culture and its role in Harlem Renaissance. Schubert's was written for friends, music as social entertainment for Viennese middle class. It's part of Schubertiades, and it reflects romantic ideals. What's common in both is that they both brought people together socially. They both highlight how music can bridge people and uplift spirits, and they both symbolize musical joy, though in different settings and traditions. For musical language, Armstrong is hot jazz style. It's cornet-led, clarinet, and trombone counterpoint guitar rhythm. It's a call and response syncopation. For Schubert, it's classical chamber music. It features piano and string quartet, and it includes variations of folk-like song. What's common to both is that they're both lively, joyful, and have instantly recognizable melodies. Each showcase virtuosity. Both feel spontaneous and fresh, though one is improvised and the other is carefully composed. For musical significance, Armstrong was redefined jazz soloing. It inspired generations of jazz music, and it helped jazz evolve from group polyphony to spotlighting the soloist personality. For Schubert, it's one of the most beloved chamber pieces. It's known for its warm, uplifting character and inventive variations. It expanded the piano quintet form with an unusual lineup. What's common in both is that they're both cornerstones on their field. They both continue to inspire musicians worldwide, and they each demonstrate how good melody can stay timeless. For interpretation, Armstrong it feels joyful, playful, and alive. His solos feel spontaneous and human, and the scatting shows Armstrong's humor and charm. For Schubert, it feels light, graceful, and full of warmth. It invites listeners to relax and enjoy beautiful melodies with friends, and it conveys a sense of intimacy. What's common in both is that they both have listeners feeling uplifted and connected to the joy of music making. They both are easy to return to, and they both highlight the joy of musicians playing together with spirit and skill. And that's it for my presentation too.